Hello. I am a big fan of Wicked Binge, and I'm also a really big fan of the Ice Age series. I grew up with it, particularly the first two films, particularly the second. After seeing Wicked Binge's video, which I did really enjoy, I saw a lot of the comments saying they wanted to see the full series, and I kind of wanted to as well. So I figured, well, I found this tier maker for Ice Age online, and I've never recorded any sort of video before like this, so my apologies if the sound quality is terrible or anything. And this also isn't scripted, because who has time for that? So I'm just going to do my Ice Age ranking of the characters here. So I've altered this list, so the best is like kind of like the Saints, the best of the best, good, neutral, bad, and evil. And I have watched all five movies, so I'm at least vaguely aware of most of these characters, but I'm the most familiar with the first three movies, so if I don't rank some of these later ones all that well, then my apologies. um, so overall, let me see who I think is the best character in terms of morals. Um, You know, what I was actually surprised that Wicked Binge didn't do was I thought they were going to put the female, the cave person mother. Her name is Nadia. I thought that they were going to put her as the best of the best because they tend to do that a lot with their videos. And basically, her whole character is that she takes this huge risk in order to save her baby and ends up dying for it. But with the last of her strength, tries to push the baby to the shoreline. And I think that is pretty brave, pretty selfless, but she's not here, so I'm just going to, I think I'm going to put Roshan, aka the Ice Age baby, into the top tier. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that a baby is moral or immoral because it's a baby, but it this is more honestly for what Roshan symbolizes. And because he's the one that really brought the whole team together. He kind of served as that focal point, someone that was so innocent and so clearly in need of assistance that these disparate creatures couldn't turn their backs on him, and even, inspired Diego to make a change. And yeah, so not less for something the baby does, but more for what he symbolizes. I would put him there. And aside from also bringing these characters together and really starting this herd, Roshan also kind of in a way symbolizes that innocence that Manny lost when his wife and child were killed, and that he kind of finds again in becoming sort of like a, not really an adoptive father, but like a caretaker, a guardian for this baby. So yeah, because of that sort of symbolism, I'm putting him here. Um, and then I guess I would probably put Sid in the best tier in terms of morals, and he's not that he's particularly brave or noble or anything, but more just because he again kind of has that innocence that he's the one who says we can't leave the baby behind, we've got to bring him. He's always kind of the one that's trying to get everybody to work together and to keep up their spirits and everything. He's, to quote Diego, he's the gluey, sticky stuff that keeps us together, or whatever. So yeah, he brings the herd together. He's kind of the most lighthearted and innocent of them all. So I would put him in the best tier there. And I will bring Ellie there too, largely because I like her, but yeah, I don't know. She doesn't really have a bad bone in her body. She's basically just, just trying to survive and to look out for her little brothers and to look out for the herd, later on to look out for her family. So yeah, I'm gonna put her there. I guess I can also bring Peaches there. I'm not that familiar with the later movies. I know she kind of does like the bratty daughter thing in the fourth one, but teenagers are gonna be teenagers, I guess. Yeah, I'll put her there. Like I said, not super into the later movies, largely because I was an adult when they came out, but yeah, I'm not gonna try to shit on them or anything because I know that to some people they were their childhoods. All right, Manny. I'm kind of torn between best and good because he does have that grumpiness and that kind of asshole-ish quality to him, but at the same time, I don't think any character other than Diego goes through as much of a character arc as he does. His lows, I would say, are lower than anyone on this list, but then his highs are also probably higher, in that he risks his life to save Diego, who is a natural predator to him, and that he, not to get too deep or anything because this is Ice Age, but that he finds that sort of ability to forgive in him, an ability to recognize the innocence of the human baby, and that, you know, despite this huge loss that he had, despite the fact that humans murdered his wife and child, he's still able to move past that tremendous pain and to find it in himself to forgive and to care for a human baby that maybe was of the same tribe that killed his family, maybe wasn't, maybe will grow up to be a mammoth hunter, but he still, you know, still finds himself to overcome that anger, which is a very justified anger. Um, and to reunite a child with his father, even though he himself was not able to be reunited with his child. So I think that's sort of like a best in humanity type thing, even if he's not a human. Um, Diego, I'm just gonna put in the good, and that's largely because he spends basically the entire first movie being a secret villain. Again, I think the first Ice Age actually has a really strong redemption arc and a really strong sort of like trope of like this the secret villain who is on the good guy's side but plans to betray them, but then develops such a strong relationship with them that he finds that he can't. I actually really like that trope, and I think Ice Age was kind of my introduction to it. So he does go through a good deal of character development, and it's a trope that I like very much. But anyway, I'm still just going to put him in the good because he does have that whole villainous streak to him in the first movie. He does overcome it, but yeah, that's as far as I'm going to put him. Oh gosh. So Crash and Eddie, I guess maybe just also the good. They don't really do anything that selfless or brave or heroic. They're just kind of troublemakers, but by virtue of being part of the herd, I guess I would put them in this good tier. The best thing I can think of them, what's actually kind of like an underrated, heartwarming moment, is when Ellie is trapped in the cave in the end of the meltdown, and they're like, "We're not leaving you," and she of course takes them and pushes them out. But just the fact that they were saying that, you know, we're gonna stay with you, even though they were almost certainly gonna drown, just to be there and comfort her, I thought that was pretty sweet. And then also later, shortly later, when Sid is drowning, instead of trying to save themselves, they actually are trying to save Sid. When he's going underwater, one of them is actually kind of pulling at him. So that's kind of a sweet thing. But anyway, I'm overanalyzing these movies. Anyway, I'll just put them in the good category. Um, Buck, I'm gonna put in like the good. Oh, maybe he could be. I don't know. I'm just gonna put him in the good category because he is kind of a loner. He is just kind of doing his own thing, but he is also looking out for people like the herd who get trapped in the lost in the dinosaur world. He was originally just like, oh well, he's dead, but you know he did come around and end up helping them out. So I'll put him there. I have seen Adventures of Buck Wild. I don't really want to talk about it, but he's just gonna be there. Um, who else? Scrat is true neutral. You know, he's true neutral. There's nothing else to say about it. He doesn't care about being good. He doesn't care about being bad. He just cares about getting that nut. And I guess I would put Scrate in that category too. Yeah, she does. I think she kind of double crosses Scrat at one point, but he also double crosses her at the end. So, they can be there together. The Vulture. I'm also gonna put the Vulture in neutral. I mean, he doesn't really do anything bad. Like, it's what I'm gonna say a lot here is like a lot of these creatures are just following their instincts, and a vulture's instinct is to eat carrion, and also he didn't, you know, he didn't even he did warn the all the animals in the valley about the upcoming flood. He did give them that head start, which you could argue was self-motivated, because if they all drowned, then that food source would be basically wiped out way too quickly for them to take proper advantage of it. But he did warn them. So I'm just gonna put him in neutral. Neutral is just characters looking out for themselves, I guess. Um, oh, the mother T-Rex. I'm actually gonna put her in good. She's looking out for her babies, feeding them, supporting them, as a parent should. She goes up into the Ice Age world to try to rescue them, but then, you know, at the end she doesn't attack the herd. She doesn't kill Sid or anything. So yeah, I'll put her in the good. And if the babies are here too, which I don't think I can see them, but I would put them there along with her. Just trying to start with the characters that I know and start with characters who are more on the good side. Granny I could not care less about, but I will just put her in good, I guess. Why are half these characters even in here? Dodos, I guess I'm just gonna put in neutral. They were pretty selfish, I guess, to not try to give up their melons, but at the same time, it is kind of survival of the fittest, so who cares? I don't even know who this sloth is, so I'm just gonna put her in neutral. Fast Tony. Now, I'm almost tempted to put Fast Tony in bad. I guess he's more of neutral, but the fact that he tries to profit off of his dead friend's remains, selling them as a mobile home or whatever it is, that's kind of skeevy and kind of goes past the, you know, this isn't just for survival, this is for greed. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in bad. It's a skeevy thing to do. By the way, that's a glyptodont, not a turtle or a tortoise, whose shell he used. Basically everybody says turtle or tortoise, but it's not, it's a glyptodont, prehistoric, relative of the armadillos, I think. So, Velocibird Man, I don't know. I know that from what I remember from Collision Course, they were trying to prevent the good guys from doing this magnet thing that was gonna redirect the comet asteroid, basically so that the whole world would be destroyed, so that the dino birds could somehow reign supreme, which makes zero sense, absolutely zero sense. In fairness, I think it's supposed to. Like, I mean, I feel like putting him in evil because trying to wipe out almost all life on a planet is basically worse than, like, anything we've seen any Ice Age villain do. At the same time, it's so cartoonish that it's really hard to take it seriously, and, it's hard to take anything in Ice Age 5 seriously. And then he does, from what I remember, come around at the end, so I guess I'll just put him up to bad. I don't know how many truly evil characters there are in this series, to be honest. And then the other two, yeah, there was that one, and then there was this little shrimpy guy. There he is. Yeah, I could even put him in neutral, because from what I remember, he was very much like, he didn't even want to be part of it, so he's kind of at the end of neutral. All these pirate guys, gosh, I'm just gonna put them in bad. Sorry, I don't care about Ice Age 4. Yeah, they can be in bad. They're not pure evil, I don't think, but they don't really do much of anything good, so they can go in the bad section. I don't know who this is. Little annoying Hyraxy things, I guess they can go into good. Captain Gut, I would probably put him as the most evil, honestly, in the entire franchise. If we're looking on this guy's deeds in more of like a kind of a comedic action, and then factoring in the fact that he did kind of have a heel face turn. But yeah, I mean, most villains in the Ice Age series are only villains by virtue of they're a predatory animal, they need to eat, so they're going after our main characters. But Captain Gut was really just doing everything out of sheer petty vengeance, I guess. Manny broke his ship or something. So, yeah, there's not really anything redeemable about that. He was violent, he was sadistic, he, from what I remember, tried to kill Peaches or something just so Manny could suffer or whatever. Yeah, he's pure evil. He's the worst of the worst. If we were doing Wicked Binge, he gets the gold medal of evil. This guy, I think Julian was Peach's fiance. I will just put him in good. This little guy, I think he can go in best. I think he was trying to defend Peaches or whatever from Captain Gut. This is Sid's family, I think. Sid's family was pretty shitty to him. I think they abandoned him, so they're gonna go in here. Was there another? Yeah, I think that one's also one of Sid's family. Um, Anil the Buckweasel. I don't even know. I'm just putting that in here. The big Precious, I think is a Leviathan Malvili, possibly. Big prehistoric sperm whale thing. Honestly, prehistoric sea creatures are the best. But I'm probably just gonna put him in neutral because it was just like Granny summoned her to take the good guys out of there. I guess I could put her in good, but I don't know if she really even has that level of self-awareness. I'm gonna save the cool characters for last. So, Shangri-Lama was a bit of a hack fraud, I think, so I'm gonna put him in neutral. Shira. I guess you will go in. I guess she can go in good because basically, like Diego, not that she has anywhere near a compelling as arc as he does, but she was one of Captain Gut's pirate crew members and then decided I'm just gonna put her in neutral. Yeah. Neutral. I have no clue what these guys were. They were from Shangri-Lama's place, little unicorn guys. And poor Stu, #rip Stu, he can go in neutral. Okay, so now we're getting down to our villains. Lenny and Zeke, I think they can just go in bad. We're just, I don't know, just kind of being saber-toothed cats. Now, Rudy, I'm just gonna put him in the bad category because he's really just an animal following his instincts. There doesn't seem to be that much that is outwardly malicious about him. Although I would put him maybe towards like. Anyway, well, I'll put him maybe toward the lower end because it is, I guess, kind of hinted, I guess, that he maybe has some kind of a vendetta against Buck and is going after him for more personal reasons because he broke out his tooth or whatever. So it's a bit less just like survival. Soto is the second most evil, next to Captain Gut because he wants to kill a baby. I get that if half his pack was wiped out, he would feel like a pretty justified anger toward the humans and everything. But killing a baby is not cool. And the way he treats Diego is not cool. So yeah. Then last and certainly not least, my two all-time favorites, my boys, Cretaceous and Maelstrom, who I love more than life itself. So I'm just gonna put I love them. I'm gonna put them in the bad category because I would put Rudy lower than them, and probably all these guys as well who are kind of more willingly doing malicious things. Because they're just predators, guys. They're just vibing. They're just trying to get a bite to eat. They were frozen for probably close to tens, if not hundreds of millions of years, awoke in this totally unfamiliar environment and just want a bite to eat and are just doing what predators do. There's nothing wrong with them. So that is Ice Age Good to Evil. By myself, I would probably put Roshan as number 1 for the most good, and then Captain Gut as number 1 for the most evil. Also, one thing that I would add, if Carl and Frank, the two Brontotheres from the first movie, if they were on this list, I would actually put them close to the end of the bad section. And the reason for that is because they're some of the only characters I can think of in the Ice Age series who are killing for something that is more than just survival. They're herbivores. They outright say they're not going to eat Sid. They just want to kill him for very, very petty revenge because he stepped in their salad and ate their dandelion and got poo all over them. But yeah, that's the I would put them as worse than most of these dino birds, Cretaceous, Maelstrom, Rudy, possibly these two saber-tooths as well, because they're not hunting for food, they're not hunting for survival, they're basically committing murder out of sadism and anger. And I honestly think, not to get serious again, but that the moment when Manny says, I don't like animals that kill for pleasure, is a very defining character moment for him, that you know that even though he's this kind of grumpy, abrasive seeming loner. He does have this sense of honor about him, and he's not going to stand for somebody who's picking on somebody weaker just for the hell of it. Yeah, so that would be, I would put them maybe somewhere down here, which is potentially, possibly surprising, but I really think there's something to be said for, in a world where, you know, a large amount of creatures need to kill to survive. These are creatures that do not need to kill to survive, and yet are more than happy to do so anyway. So I think that says a lot. I'm also aware this is a children's franchise, and I'm probably going too deep into it. But anyway, so let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I just decided to do this because I really like the Ice Age series. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. I've been waiting quite a long time for Wicked Binge's video, and while I thought it was good, I kind of wanted to see what the entire saga would be like, ranked. So yeah, thank you for watching if you watched, and RIP Blue Sky Studios. Bye!